Away from subsidy removal, the engine room of the executive arm of the federal government has been oiled and set in motion with the swearing in of the newly appointed secretary to the government of the federation, Senator George Akume. At the ceremony, the new SGF pledged commitment towards actualization of government's plan to deliver good governance. State House correspondent Musbat Danwahab reports that the brief ceremony held in the council's chamber.
Senator George Akume left this council chamber of the State House exactly 2 weeks ago as a minister. Now, he's returned a new man, higher in capacity, newly appointed secretary to the government of the federation.
We rise for Mr. President.
But then, the new status must be formalized. Some APC National Working Committee members, some serving and former governors would also witness as the new National Chief Scribe pledges to serve diligently in the total interest of the nation. There is a long journey ahead in the task before the present administration, promising new hope, and the SGF is quite aware.
And if you know the woman we are serving, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president, you just have to follow his footsteps. He has never been in the gallery. You know, the galleries, according to Roosevelt, are full of critics. He has always been in the arena, down in the arena, according to Roosevelt. At the doors, he's always a doer. And so we have to tag along. We must never afford to fail.
His immediate predecessor had felt the shoes, but believes the former governor has the experience to go for him.
He is the beam light of the government in terms of driving coordination and policy formulation. So it's enormous. It's not, I mean, a small job, but I'm confident that he has been ably prepared and groomed for this job. And I believe that he will take the office a notch higher.
It's a factor of exaltation. Out of the many states, Benue is chosen, and it's one of our sons whom we're all proud of.
My husband is a very hard-working man, very humble, kind, compassionate. He relates with people very well, and I know this time too he will do the best.
The two-time Benue State Governor and three-time Senator with a master's degree in labor relations from the University of Ibadan is the 20th Secretary to the Government of the Federation. From the State House, Muspa and Wahab, NTA News.
And after taking his oath of office before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, formally assumed duties in his office at the Shehu Shagari Complex, Abuja, where he received handover documents from his predecessor, Boss Mustafa. George Akume, who is the 20th Secretary to the Government of the Federation, says he will operate an open-door policy to drive the renewed hope agenda of the Tinubu administration. Mitari Ikmen tells us more.
Some time of waiting, punctuated with gyration by staff of the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. And then the new SGF, George Akume, shows up to assume duty. George Akume sits in his office for the first time, taking a cursory look at files left by his predecessor, Boss Mustafa. In a handover ceremony, the former SGF, who served for 5.5 years, briefs his successor on the functions and structure of the office, as well as a deluge of reports and white papers that will require urgent attention.
On that table, I am transmitting to you the same documents the former president transmitted to the current president. That's the transition documents. Because the office of the Secretary to the Government is the engine house of the government, you would have to activate these transition documents before they can become effective and implementable.
George Akume says he's aware of the enormity of his job in coordinating the engine room of government. He assures Nigerians that policies and programs of the Tinubu administration will bring about development and good governance.
I know, but my job is going to be easier because of the crop, the reservoir staff you have in the office here. I believe very strongly too that With their cooperation, which I believe is already given, we will do our best in the interests of our country.
The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, has assumed his duties, and no doubt he has a lot on his table. However, in the coming weeks, months and years, he will be deploying political will and administrative expertise towards the attainment of the renewed hope agenda of the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mitaire Ikwen, NTA News.